So next topic is database. Task 3 database. You are now going to prepare some reports. Make sure all currency value display the same currency and set it to decimal places. We have to import the file N219 book. So we have to open a blank database. Just close the default table which is already there, and we are going to import the table. So click on external data, and you can see import and link group is there, export group is there, and in some newer versions you can see here a button called a new data source. You must click on that, and then you get an option to choose from file and then choose text file, because N219 books is .csv, which is comma separated value and which is a generic file format. So we have to choose text file and then browse and then go to your source folder, choose N219 books. Now make sure that you're choosing delimited because we are using a comma separated value file. Click next, choose first row contain field names, and in this step you have to change the data type according to the question paper. Now here you can see the first 5 fields are text, so click on advanced and make sure the first 5 fields are text. And the next one is release year number integer, so change this long integer to integer. And next, price is number currency, number of item is integer, pages is integer, available is yes or no. So change this price to currency and number of items to integer, pages to integer, and next, available must be yes or no. Then click OK. Just confirm if you want, just to make sure that if you have selected all the fields or not. Now click next. Now here we have to choose the primary key. In the question you can see set book reference as primary key, so you can choose book reference as the primary key. Click next, finish. Now we are done with importing the file, and open this N219 books. Make sure everything is clearly visible, and here you can see the prices in currency with 2 decimal place, and available is shown as -1 or 0. So we have to set this currency as 2 decimal place so that there won't be any error in meanwhile when we do other questions. And available must be displayed as yes or no. So to do that we have to go to the design view. First we can click on currency and we can choose format as currency, and we can fix the decimal place as 2. Then we can move on to available and choose format as yes or no, and then click the data sheet view, save the design view. Now this is fixed, and we will, available is displayed as yes or no. So we are done with that. And now the next one is save the data. Evidence 6, place in your evidence document screenshot showing the field name and data type used in this table. Now in the data sheet view you can see the field name and then the data, but not the data type. But in the design view you can see the field name and then the data type. So we have to take the screenshot of this and then place it in the evidence document, and this is evidence 6. So I'm going to place this as evidence 6. Now the next question, import the file N219 format.csv as a new table in your database. So we have to import another table. Set type code field as primary key and create a one-to-many relationship between format code and type code. So I'm going to import the next table. So before that I have to make sure that I'm going back to the datasheet view, because if you are in the design view the computer will be waiting for you to edit the table. We don't have anything to edit now, so go back to the datasheet view. Now go to external data again, go to text file, browse, and then we have to choose N219 format, open, click OK. Make sure that you're choosing delimited, click next. First row contain field names, and you can see here, from since they didn't provide any data type, just cross check in the preview. You can see this is text, format is text, DRM is text, devices are in numbers, and copies are in number integer. So click on advanced and then just make sure that everything is in proper. So since this isn't shown as long integer, we don't have to change the that is still number. They didn't ask us to change, so we can just click OK and then click next, next. And there is a primary key which is type code, so choose primary key and then choose type code as the primary key. Click next, finish, close. Now just open the file and it's everything correct, so we don't have to change anything here. Now we have to create a one-to-many relationship between format code. Now here you can see in the books file the format code is it's not a primary key. This must be related to type code in the format table. Now see here, the type code is a primary key which will not be repeated, but here in the books table the format code is not a primary key, so which can be repeated. So we call this as primary key, and we call the one which we are going to relate as foreign key. So we are and you can see the data is common, the data is similar. That's the reason why we are creating a relationship and we are relating both these two tables. So to do that, we have to go to database tools, click on relationship, add both the tables, close. I'm just going to expand the table and I'm going to relate this type code. Click and drag it to format code. So when you do that, you get the window for edit the relationship, and you can see that format table, in the format table type code is selected, in the books table format code is selected. In case if you are selecting it as wrong, you can choose it from the drop down menu, and you can see this is a one-to-many relationship because type code is a primary key and format code is a foreign key. Then click on create. Now you can see the relationship is created. Now evidence 7, place in your evidence document screenshot evidence showing the relationship between the two tables. So I'm going to do that again, or you can just double click on this line so the edit relationship window is available. Take the screenshot so that the link is available and this details are also available, and now place it as evidence 7. Now moving on to the next question, add the following as a new record in the books table. So I have to open books table and then I have to add a new record here. So here in the home tab, you get an option called new. Click on new and then start typing the data. The first one is author, which is Annie Rice, so that is pasted, and next is Wolf Gift as the title because this is books table, so the title is Wolf Gift, and the book reference number, which is the primary key, is B0501. Make sure that this primary key field is not empty. Then the publisher is Cure. Format code, release year is 2015, price 8.49. Make sure it is getting displayed as dollar with 2 decimal place or any currency value with 2 decimal place. Yes, it is. Now page is 416, and this is yes. So done with the new record. Make sure to save. And next, question number 26, using fields from the books table, produce a tabular report. Selects the record where release year is 2014 or 15. So here they are asking us to create a tabular report. So we can directly create a report, but the thing is that there are some conditions that we have to do. So to do that, we have to first start with the query. In the query, we will give these conditions and then the result of the query will be made as a report. So first I'm going to start by creating a query. So click on create tab and then query wizard so that we can move step by step. We will not miss out any step. Simple query, and we have to choose we have two tables, right, and we have to choose the field names for the query. For that purpose, we can look on to the second point, show only the fields title, author, price, release year and available. So I'm going to choose title first, then author, and the next is price release year available. So price release year available. So we are done with the order which is there in the second point. Now just cross check if there is any other extra fields are mentioned in the conditions. Now release here is there, which is already selected, price we already selected, and available also we selected, so we don't have to add further fields. So click next. Now we are going to create a detailed query. We are not going to create a summary query. If it is a summary query, they will mention in the question, which is actually meant for each record, so we have to make sure that we are choosing detail. Click next. Now I'm going to rename this as query 1 so that I can query 1. Make sure there is no space before the word query and finish. So now my query is available here. Now I should start giving the conditions. So to give the condition, I have to go to the design view. This is the data sheet view of the query. I have to go to the design view of the query. This is the design view of the query. You can see here the field name is given here. The table, from which table it is taken, that is given here. If there is any sorting need to be done, that can be done here. Show means which should show in the query. Now for example, if I'm unmarking this and then going back to the design view, available is not shown. So this makes you understand that this will be shown in the result, and this is the space where we are going to give our conditions or criteria. So the first condition is release year is 2014 or 15. So both 2014 or 15 release year must be displayed in our query. Okay, so now if you check, release year have all the years, almost all the years starting from 2010, but we need only 2014 or 15. So we will go back to the design view again, and in the criteria, say this is the criteria section of release year. I'm going to type 2014 or 2000 or 2015, and now we can run and check if you got the correct answer according to the criteria. Try to check the output after each criteria so that you can avoid error. So that's done. Now the next criteria is price is 5 or more. So you can see here the price is yeah, there are less than 5. The less than 5 is here, so we need only 5 or more, equal to 5 or greater than 5. So this is basically mathematical equation, so we have to come to the criteria of price. More means, and it's always in mathematics we go for greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So more means greater than, is 5 means equal, so we need both 5 as well as greater than 5. So greater than or equal to 5. Now run and check if you got the correct answer. Yes, now all the prices which are less than 5 are removed. Now the next criteria is available is yes. Now available, as we know, we have it's a boolean value. We have only yes or no. We need to get only yes, so come to the criteria of available, type yes, and then run. Now you can see all the criteria are matched, and the query consists of 35 records. So now our query is done. Make sure to save this, and so we are done with these 2 points. Now there is one thing, do not group the data, that we will be taking care while creating the report. Now I'm going to start creating the report because we are done with the query. So make sure that you are in the query. Now go to create and report wizard. Yes, save the query. Now see, make sure that you are choosing the field only from the query, because we already sorted according to the condition in the query. If you are choosing this books, again it will be back to the normal basic table. So make sure before creating the query that you are choosing the query, and the order is exactly the same, so I'm going to choose all the order. Click next, and this is the space where we are going to group the data. Now we don't have any grouping, so, and we have selected only the fields from one table, so definitely there won't be any grouping. If you choose fields from different tables, then we will be able to see the grouping here. Click next. Now sorting is there, yes, but I'll be doing it later, because if I do some sorting here, that field will come first, so I don't want to mess up with the order of the field, so I'll do it later. Click next. Now layout. Now see, we are going to create tabular report, so make sure that you're choosing tabular, and here you can see orientation is portrait and fits on a single page, so make sure that this is portrait, and this will make sure that all the field will be fixed onto one page. Now click next. This is a report, so there is a question here. We are done with these two. There is a question here, includes only the text book release 2014-15 as a title displayed in the larger font size at the top of the page. So I can give the title here itself, and I can make sure that it is in larger font later after creating the report. Now click on finish button, and you can see the report here. So now see, the report is available. The title is larger in font, but the title content is not clearly visible, and there is extra space here, and see, all these field names are not completely visible. This is a print preview, so I'm going to close this print preview. This is the design view. I'm moving on to the layout view so that I can fix the sizes properly. Now what I can do is, first I'm going to do, um, I'm going to move this towards right because there are some extra spaces. So I'm going to select the heading. I'm going to click the control key from the keyboard, holding it. I didn't remove my finger from control key, and selecting one of the data. Now complete data is selected, and I'm going to reduce the size of the column. Then using the right arrow key from the keyboard, I'm moving it towards the right. Now I'm selecting the title and holding the control key, selecting one of the data. Then I'm removing my finger from the control key, and then expanding. Now I'm going to select price, holding the control key, selecting the data. Then I'm going released my finger from the control key, decreased the size, and used the left arrow key from the keyboard to move it towards left. Now clicking on release year, holding the control key, selecting the data, releasing the control key, and then expanding the column, and then moving towards left. Then selecting available, holding the control key, selecting the data, and expanding available. Now it's almost okay. I'm just doing the adjustment again to make it perfect. Release here. Whenever you are, if you want to select the title and data together, first select the title, hold the control key, then click on one of the data. The complete data will be selected, and then you can release the control key. Now it is set. Now the next is, we have to do the descending order. So for that, again I can be in the layout view. Now I am currently in the layout view, and then I can go to the design tab, and there I can see group and sort. Click on group and sort, and we are not going to do the grouping, we are going to do the sorting. Click on add sort, and we are going to do the descending order of price. So select field as price, and smallest to largest is ascending, so change that to largest to smallest. So that is done. Do not close this. Close, it will delete the sorting. Close this so that it will be, the window will be closed. Now next is calculate the average price and position this under the price column. So we are going to calculate the average of this price, and then we have to position this under the price column. For that, we have to go to the design view, and if you come to the design view, you can see the page header where all the headings are available, and in detail you can find the data. In detail, actually we have all the data, and as you can as you know, the, this price does not mean only one data. There are 35 prices. So now we are going to calculate the average of this price. So first you select the price under, coming under detail, not the header. This is just the word, but this contain the data. So select, right click, and you can see total, and then choose average. So automatically the equation for calculating the average of price will be coming down and will be exactly under the price column. You can cross check by going to the layout view. You can scroll down and you can check. Yes, it's here. This is the average. Now what you have to do, display this average price value to two decimal place with the same currency symbol as the price field. It is already displayed as the same, but we have to confirm it by changing the format. So select this average price and right click, or you can go to design, select, make sure that you have selected average. Then after going to design tab, you will get an option to view the property sheet. Click on property sheet, make sure the format is currency decimal places too. It's corrected, it's confirmed, so we don't have to worry about it. Now next is, has a label average book price to the left of this value. So to the left of this average, we have to display a label named as or labeled as average price. So for that, you have to come to this design tab and you can see AA. This is label. If you move your cursor, you can see that it is label. Label means just the words. You can just enter the words. Click on that and then just click on the left side of average label and then paste average book price. Now see, this is not in the correct alignment, so you can increase the report footer, the size of the report footer, and then you can click on this, use the arrow key from the keyboard and fix it properly. Now this is aligned. If you want, you can align this also using the arrow key. So the label is done. Does not display a page number when printed. So usually see in the page footer, the page number will be displayed. You have to remove this page number. Select this, right click, delete. So page number is removed. Now has your name, sender number and candidate number at the bottom of the report. It should come in the report footer. If you include it in the page footer, it will display on every pages. If there are more than one pages, it will be displayed on every pages, but they said that it should be on the report footer. So if you keep it in the report footer, it will display only on the last page of the report. So again, we have to take the label and I'm going to give my name. Then you should type your center number, then candidate number. So we are done with all the questions. Save and you can check how it is in the print preview. If you go to the print preview, you can see. Now see, you cannot see the average here because there are more than one pages. So to view that, go to more pages, go to the maximum number of pages and you can see it here. This is the second page. So since there is only one data, I can try adjusting. I can go to the design view, I can adjust the space and I can move this onto the top. I can adjust. Now I can just check how it is. Everything is correct. So if I want to keep the second page filled, I can increase the size of this. I can increase the size of this, and then if I go to print preview, if I am going to more pages, this is fine. So the adjustment in the design view will affect the print preview. Now you can take the printout during the examination. That was the report question. Now you can take the printout of that report by going to the print preview, and after going to the print preview, you get an option to take the print here, and then you can select the print and then you can take the printout. Now next is evidence 8. Place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the database formula used to calculate the average price. So we used this equation, so I'm going to use the snipping tool because I want to get only the equation. So I can take a screenshot and then paste this as evidence 8. Now next question, again another report. Another report means you have to again use the tables, do not use the fields from the query. So using fields from both tables, produce a tabular report. So I can just close this because I'm done with this. Yes, I'm done with this query also, and I don't need relationship either. Yes, I have to save it. Okay, now I'm going to create another report. So again there are some conditions. So I'm going to create a query first. So click on create tab, query wizard, simple query wizard. Now I have to choose the fields according to this. Show only fields, book reference, publisher, title. So book reference, publisher, title, then author, book type. Author book type is not available in this table, so go and check in the format table. Yes, book type is available there. Then release year, price, then release year is again in the books table, so release year, price. Now the last one is book tags. Actually book tags is a new field which we are going to create. So after creating the query we will be creating this book tag. So now we don't have to select. Now we will see if there is any extra field that we have to add according to the criteria. Publisher is already selected, release year is already selected, so we don't have to add more. So click next. Now yes, detail query. Now I am going to rename this as query 2 so that I can identify query 2, finish. So query 2 is created. As you can see, all the data are available. Now first thing that I'm going to do is this: publisher includes the word digital. So if you see publisher and if you scroll down, see the digital is coming along with another word, Tawara. Digital is coming along with some other words. If I go to the design view, and if I go to the criteria of publisher, and if I type digital, and then if I run, I won't get any data because the digital is not coming alone in the publisher, and that's the reason why in the question also they mentioned publisher includes. If there is a keyword include, then we have to use a different criteria, that is star digital star. Those star indicates that the digital is not alone, it is coming along with some other word. So I'm going to type star digital star and then run. Now you can see all the publisher which includes the word digital is available in the publisher field. So that's done. Now next criteria is releaser is later than 2011. That means greater than 2011, not equal to 2011. We need only greater than 2011. So go to release year, greater than simple, and 2011. Then run. Now you can see all the release year are greater than 2011. So we are done with this. Now we have to create the new field called book tags. And how are we going to do that? We are going to calculate it now and display it with the currency format. And how should we do the calculation? This field will calculate price. It is displayed as italicized, which means that it is a field name. Okay, price plus 10%. So here access do not accept the symbol percent, so we have to calculate 10 divided by 100. 10 divided by 100 is 0.1, so we have to add price plus 0.1. So to do that we have to go to the design view, and book tags, the new field is the last field. So click on the last field and go to this builder so that you can clearly see what you are going to type. So click on builder, and our new field name is book tags. So we have to first type the new field name, book tags, and you can see some examples are given here. If you are including a field, we have to include that in a square bracket, because now here we are going to add price, that is a field. We are not going to add the word price, we are going to add the data inside the field price. So we will include that in a square bracket, otherwise only the word price will be taken, and that will be an error. So book tags colon. In mathematics we usually give equal, but here we have to give colon, then plus 10% means 0.1. So this is our new equation, and this will calculate and will give you the new field. Now if you run this, you can see book tags. So 10.85 plus 0.1, 15.85 plus 0.1, See, each data should be taken for each record. That is the purpose of giving the square bracket. Now we have to display this as currency with 2 decimal place. So go back to the design view, make sure to click on the word book tags, then click on property sheet. Format should be currency and decimal place should be 2. Now run and you can see the output. So that is done. So we are done with the query. Now we can move on to creating the report. Again, do not group the data. Here we selected the fields from 2 different tables, so we have to make sure that we are not going to group the data. So start creating the report. Click on create report wizard. Yes, save the query. Now make sure that you are selecting the fields from query 2 only. Now this is in the correct order, so I'm going to select all together. Click next. Now see, if you are going by books table, you get only one box. In case if you are going by format, you get it in 2 box, because there is one field which is from format. This is actually grouping of data. So make sure that you are going by books only, and since you have selected by books, there is no grouping. We don't have to do anything in this step. Click next. There is no grouping, and sorting we will be doing later, as I did in the previous report. Click next. This is a tabular report, and the landscape was orientation is landscape, so choose landscape. Make sure to choose that adjust the field width, and there is a title which is digital publishing, so give this as the title instead of N19 books, and finish. So the report is created. Now here also you can see this hash symbols indicates that it is not clearly visible. So again go to the layout view. Now there is extra space here. Hold the control key, move towards left, then title, select the title, hold the control key, select the data, expand and move towards left. Author, move towards left. Book type, you can remove the extra spaces and move towards left. Can close the property sheet. Release year, select the data. First you expand and then you can move towards left, then price, move towards left, then book tags. Now this dashed line indicates the edge of the page, so make sure that no fields and data are going out of the dashed line. Now this is fine, we are done with it. Now we have to do the sorting. Here we have 2 types of sorting. First is ascending order of book type and then descending order of release year. So go to design, group and sort, add sort. First is ascending order of book type, so choose select field book type. A on top means ascending order, then the descending order of release year. So add another sort, choose release year and make sure that it is descending order, which is largest to smallest. So we are done with sorting, and next is has your name, center number and candidate number in the footer of the report, so it displays on every page. So as I told mentioned in the previous report, we have to display it in every page, so we have to include it in the page footer. So go to design, select the label and then type your name, center number and candidate number. Now that's it. Now you can go to print preview and check. Go to more pages. Now you can see here also your center number is displayed and here also it is displayed. So we are done with the second report also, and you can take the printout when it is asked. Now printout 3. Now question number 28, answer the following questions and record your answer in your evidence document. You have to come to this evidence 9 and you have to type your answer according to the mark. Describe the difference between hardware and software, so you have to give 2 differences. Then give one example of hardware and give one example of software. You can come to the evidence document and you can type it. So That's all about database, and the next video will be about the mail merge. Thank you so much.